Hey everybody, we've all been there, right? Staring at our phones, wondering why our crush isn't texting back. Well, guess what? It might be your texts, fam. Think texting is easy? Think you can just fire off any old message and Cupid will take care of the rest? Think again. These 5 common texting mistakes could be killing your chances without you even knowing. So buckle up, Buttercup, because I'm about to drop some serious texting truth on you. Okay, first up, we're tackling the dreaded double text. You know, that moment when you send a message and the anticipation of a reply starts to eat you alive. We've all been there, right? It's like a universal experience in the age of smartphones. You send a text, the minutes feel like hours, and you start to panic. You keep checking your phone, hoping for that little notification to pop up. Don't do it. Resist the urge. I know it's tempting to send another message just to make sure they saw the first one. I know it's hard, but bombarding someone with messages is a one-way ticket to being left unread. It can come off as desperate or overly anxious. It makes you look, well, a little too eager, and not in a cute way. It's like you're trying too hard, and that can be off-putting. Instead of hitting send again and again, take a deep breath and wait for a response. Use this time to distract yourself with something else. I know, easier said than done. But trust me, patience is a virtue, especially in the world of texting. But trust me, playing it cool is key. It shows confidence and self-assurance, which are attractive qualities. And if you really can't resist sending another message, at least make it a good one. Think about what you want to say and make it meaningful. Instead of a pointless, "Hey," or a simple question mark, try to add value to the conversation. Try a thoughtful follow-up question, or a funny comment about something you talked about before. This shows that you're engaged and interested in the conversation, without coming off as needy. Remember, texting is just one form of communication. It's important to balance it with real-life interactions and not let it consume your thoughts. So next time you're tempted to double text, take a step back, breathe, and trust that the conversation will flow naturally. You've got this. Next up, we're talking about compliments. Yes, compliments are great, but there can be too much of a good thing, especially early on. Look, everyone likes to be flattered. But laying it on too thick, too soon can be a major turnoff. It can come across as insincere, desperate, or even creepy. Instead of showering them with compliments, focus on being genuine. A well-placed, sincere compliment is way more effective than a barrage of cheesy pickup lines. Remember, slow and steady wins the race. Space out your compliments and make sure they're genuine and specific to something you actually appreciate about the person. Chapter 3. One-word replies. Okay, this one is a conversation killer. One-word replies are the virtual equivalent of hitting a brick wall. If you're guilty of this, you're basically putting all the pressure on the other person to keep the conversation going. And let's be real, that's exhausting. Instead of "yeah, okay" or the dreaded K, try asking open-ended questions that show you're interested in getting to know the person. Ask about their day, their interests, their thoughts on that hilarious meme you saw. Anything that keeps the conversation flowing. Chapter 4. Emoji Overload. Emojis can be great, but too many emojis and you're venturing into a world of texting chaos. They can add color and personality to your messages, making them more engaging and fun. However, when overused, they can turn a simple conversation into a confusing mess. Look, I love a good emoji as much as the next person, but there's a fine line between using them to enhance your message and using them to completely replace actual words. A single smiley face can brighten someone's day, but a string of random emojis can leave them scratching their heads. Too many emojis can make you seem immature or like you're not taking the conversation seriously. Imagine trying to have a meaningful conversation and being bombarded with a flood of emojis. It can be frustrating and off-putting. And let's be real, nobody wants to be deciphering a message like it's ancient hieroglyphics. It can be time-consuming and annoying, especially if the message is important. You don't want your friends or colleagues to feel like they need a decoder ring just to understand you. Instead of going emoji crazy, use them sparingly to add emphasis or convey emotion. A well-placed heart or thumbs up can speak volumes without overwhelming the reader. It shows that you put thought into your message and care about how it's received. Remember, a well-placed emoji can be a powerful tool, but too many can be a recipe for disaster. They should complement your words, not replace them. So next time you're texting, think twice before hitting that emoji button repeatedly. Your message will be clearer, and your conversations more meaningful. Chapter 5. Dry Hey or What's Up? Messages. Let's be honest, we've all sent and received these. They're the epitome of low-effort communication, often leaving the recipient feeling unimportant or uninterested. But in a world of endless scrolling and countless notifications, you need to stand out from the crowd. With so many messages vying for attention, a simple "Hey" or "What's up" just doesn't cut it anymore. A generic "Hey" or "What's up" is about as exciting as watching paint dry. It's the digital equivalent of a shrug, and it does nothing to spark interest or curiosity. It shows a lack of effort and makes it clear you haven't put much thought into starting a conversation. It can even come across as lazy or disinterested, which is the last thing you want if you're trying to make a connection. Instead of blending in with the masses, try starting with a fun, specific question or a witty comment related to something you both find interesting. This not only shows that you've put thought into your message, but also gives the other person something to respond to. Maybe it's a reference to a shared favorite TV show, a recent episode that had a surprising twist, or a character you both love to hate. A funny observation about something you saw that day, like a quirky street performer or an amusing sign you passed by, or a question about their passion for photography. Ask them about their latest project or a technique they've been experimenting with. The key is to be engaging, original, and to show that you're actually interested in having a conversation. When you take the time to craft a thoughtful message, it not only makes the other person feel valued, but also sets the stage for a more meaningful and enjoyable exchange. Think about it. Wouldn't you rather receive a message that makes you smile or think, rather than a bland greeting that could have been sent to anyone? So next time you're about to send a dry "Hey" or "What's up?", pause for a moment. Consider what you know about the person you're texting. What are their interests? What have you talked about before? Use that information to craft a message that's personalized and engaging. By putting in a little extra effort, you'll not only stand out from the crowd but also build stronger, more meaningful connections. After all, communication is about connecting with others, and that starts with showing genuine interest and effort. So ditch the dry messages and start conversations that matter. You'll be surprised at how much more rewarding your interactions can be. Texting truths. Mic drop. So, there you have it. 5 texting mistakes that could be sabotaging your chances. Remember, texting is an art form, and like any art form, it takes practice. But with a little effort and these tips in mind, you'll be well on your way to becoming a texting superstar. Now I want to hear from you. What are your biggest texting pet peeves? Share your hilarious, cringeworthy, or just plain awful texting experiences in the comments below. Let's have some fun with this, and maybe, just maybe, we can all learn from each other's texting triumphs and tragedies.